So we're going to be removing the slide so we can drill it. If you have the carburetor out, you can also do that. In this video, we're just going to tilt the carburetor to the side. But yeah, we'll just tilt it to the side, then we'll be able to pop off the top calf here, and then we can remove the slide. Otherwise, I do have videos showing where we remove the carburetor. I'll put that up here in a link. But let's get to it. So I will just loosen these two clamps on the side so we can tilt the carburetor. Just be very careful of your cable here. I'm going to just hang on to it so it's not getting too much pressure on it. For your choke here, it's very fragile, as we've heard before. So I'm just going to hang on to the top part of it here so I can tilt enough so we can get the slide out here without damaging anything. Almost enough there. And we'll kind of pull the cables through everything. That should be enough for me to get the cap off and the slide out. Alright, we got the carb tilted enough here to where we can get to our cap screws. And we'll just break those loose. I had already installed these 4mm Allens in here, which are awesome compared to the factory screws. I'll put a link in there for those Allens as well. Break those loose. So we got them loose. We'll just take those two out. Yeah, again, I'll put a link for those in there, but I try to put these in everywhere on the carb that I could that had those JIS, the factory JIS screws. They're just so soft and easy to strip out the factory screws. It's nice to just replace them with all these. Then it makes working on the carb extra easy. Get that one out there. Make sure you have a clean work area too. You want to just blow this area off before you start doing this stuff. But we will slide the cap out there. We got the cap out of the way. There's also a little O-ring right here too. Make sure that doesn't go anywhere. We got the cap there. Then we'll have the diaphragm with the slide here. We'll just kind of slide that out of here. And make sure everything is clean in the area. Got a little more tilt on the carb. We'll gently take this diaphragm out, and there's your slide right there. So easy to remove. Once you got the gas tank and everything out, then we'll kind of take everything out of it here, and then we'll drill it here in a second. Alright, so we got the slide removed here. We're going to want to remove our spring. Remember, this part goes back in that way. We're not clipping the spring or anything like that. I don't think there's much benefit to clipping the spring. I know that was something that were mentioned in this mod, but we're not clipping the spring. And then I'm going to remove the needle. You can kind of just flip it upside down, let the needle kind of fall out like that, and set it aside. Alright, so now you have the slide like this. So basically, I have this. It's a 1/8 6-inch drill bit, so 6 inches long, so we can go in from the slide this way to make it a little bit easier to drill. Because if you look at it on this side here, it is shaped conical, so it'll be hard to get a start on the drill on that side. And basically, so I can show you on this side just to make it easier, we're going to be drilling another hole on the other side there. And there is a little, I'll see if I can get it in focus, but a little dimple on the inside where we can drill that hole. So basically, the 1/8 inch is slightly larger than what we have on this side. I'm going to leave this one the same size it is now, and then I'm going to drill the 1/8 inch on the other side here. As we know with this mod, it can cause more wear on the slide and slide guide, just because this thing is constantly moving. and by adding another hole, it could cause it to move a little bit more. But that's a risk we're willing to take here. We're going to be switching to a TM40 in the future. And I just want to see what this mod really does. I've heard from a few people saying that this is what's made the biggest difference in their acceleration. I've heard from some people it doesn't make any difference. I just kind of want to see for myself. I'm messing around with the bst40 for a little bit here. I just want to see what the max we can get out of it is. So we'll see what it does. It may cause more wear on the carburetor, so just be warned. I mean, not everybody has to do this. I'm just going to kind of do an experiment here and just see how it goes. See back to back what the acceleration feels like going from the one hole to the other hole in the slide. So yeah, we have the 6-inch drill bit, and we'll basically just come on from the inside here and just drill another hole right in the other side. And there's a dimple in there. Let me see. Let me see if I can show you inside there. I'll get a light in there and see if I can kind of show you that here in a minute. Alright, I'm doing my best here to get focus on the camera, but it's really hard to get a focus in there. But basically, I'm going to show you what we're going to do. There's already a dimple on the inside there where you would go. But we're going straight down here. You'll see it on the other side. Just on the other side of the hole that's already there. And we're going to drill our hole there. And we're going from this side just because it's easier and flatter. And there's already a dimple there to kind of work with. So that's it right there. That's where the drill bit's going to go. If you can see that. Go through there and we'll just drill it out. I'm going to kind of place it on the counter here to make it a little more stable. You could put this in a vise, would be probably easier. But I'm trying to get it on a good camera angle here. Even though you probably can't see very great anyways. And we'll just drill straight through. Plastic, so it'll drill easily. And we're through. So that's what it looks like. I don't know if it's better to have the light on there or not. There we go. So we just have another hole right opposite side of our first hole there. It is a little bit larger. I'm not going to drill the other one any larger there. We're just going to go with that and kind of see how that goes. Now we have plastic inside here. We got to fully get out of there, so we'll blow that out with air. Get that all the way out of there before reassembling this in the carb. Alright, that's it. So we got the extra hole in there. That's all we're going to do there. We got it all cleaned out. And we will install the needle and spring back in. So the way I like to do it is I'll put the spring on the needle there, and then we will just go back up through that middle hole. Through the middle hole there. And that's that. We can put the slide with the diaphragm back in the carburetor, and we'll see how it is. We'll go ride it and see what kind of difference in power or in acceleration basically we get. Pretty much we're trying to move the slide up quicker, and that should give us a quicker acceleration, closer to a pumper carb. But I mean, it's not going to be like a pumper carb, but more of that kind of sensation of just a little bit quicker acceleration there. Now we are sacrificing, we're probably going to get more wear on the slide and the guide. At that point, we'll switch to the TM40. I'm not expecting this to get anything close to what a pumper carb would do, but I'm just going to see if we can get a little more, quicker acceleration out of it. So we'll see how this works out for us. Also, this carb has got probably about 1,500 miles on it right now. So yeah, this is from new from the bike, so it's got 1,500 miles on it. We have minimum wear on it now. We'll see if this, how quickly this wears. I'll get into it later. I don't expect to switch out to the TM40 till maybe about 10,000-ish miles. So we'll see how quickly the carb wears by then. But for now, we have pretty minimal wear for the bst40 at this point. So we'll see where it gets us. All right, we'll install the slide back into the bike here. So yeah, this is the carburetor tilt method here, but you can do it with the carb all the way removed, whatever you want. But this is one of those things you can do with it just tilted. You want to make sure your diaphragm is nicely seated all the way around, or just sitting where it should be flat there. Make sure your needle is in. It's in there. And everything is good there. then we can kind of put the cap back on. Another thing to make sure your O-ring is also over that little vacuum port there, because that will cause a problem as well. So as long as it's all good, we can put the cap back on. Kind of just put the spring in the middle position there, and we'll sneak it back in there. Make sure our diaphragm is still all seated nicely around the outside. And then we can put our screws back on. Start with this one since it's the easier one to access with the tilt method here. So that just snug so it can hold the spring pressure, which is not very much. And I'll put the other screw in there. So drilling a slide, really easy thing to do, especially if you just do this carburetor tilt method here. We'll see what kind of power gains it gives us. There's many that recommend against this. There's a lot of people that say this has been a great power mod for their bike. I mean, it is going to cause more wear on the carb, so just be mindful of that. As for me, I don't know, probably a lot of people plan on getting a TM40 anyways in the future, so this is kind of one of those things I just want to try out, just see if it works well power wise and how much wear it actually causes. That's something for you to decide. Not everybody's going to want to do this. Just know the warnings, I guess. But I'm not too worried about it. Alright, we got our cap back on, and we can just tilt our carburetor back into place. Again, just be careful for your choke here. Just make sure you keep that nice and flat, your choke cable. And you know the carb is in the right spot when it's in the middle of this little groove that matches up. There's a little groove right here. So I don't know if you can see this on camera, but a little groove on this part of the carb that lines up with the boot here. So you just line that back up in the center of that, push it all the way in, and then you can just tighten your two clamps on the side. So really easy with the tilt method. Then you can also make needle adjustments like that too, you know, if you wanted to move a spot on your needle. If you have a 6F19 needle, you can do that there, or add a shim to your needle as well. The stock US needle or the 6F19 needle, you can add a shim for like a half adjustment. Currently, now that I have the airbox cut open on this, I have removed the half adjustment, and I'm just at the fourth clip with no spacer anymore. Alright, so that's it there. We'll just reassemble the bike, you know, put the gas tank back on and everything. Like I said, if you weren't already at this point, I got a lot of videos where I have the gas tank removed. You can watch one of those to see how to remove it and then to tilt the carb. Or also have a carburetor removal video that I put here in the beginning of the video. You can use that just to take the carburetor out, or even just to get to this point and just tilt the carb instead if you want to. But pretty easy to do, really. You know, we'll just see what kind of effect that gives us. Alright, so I just gave it the ultimate test. Went on a quick ride to go get some sushi really quickly, and I can tell you it makes a difference in throttle response. I mean, it's not mind-blowing, definitely not as good as a pumper carb would give you, but there's definitely an increase in, you know, power off the line, I guess throttle response. increase. So as far as power goes, I would say it's definitely worth doing for the BST carburetor. I do feel just in like a, I can't really say in horsepower or whatever. I know people have done tests on it before saying it doesn't really increase in any horsepower or anything like that, but it just kind of seat of the pants feeling, I do feel like it is a good kind of increase in throttle response. So I'd say as far as power goes, worth it. Reliability, that's yet to be tested. You know, we've heard that this might cause more wear, and I believe it probably will cause a little bit more wear, because I don't know if you've seen how this BST carburetor looks when it's running at idle, you know, with the big 650, but that slide is, you know, vibrated up and down pretty good. So it's supposed to possibly increase that more. That's the downfall of it. But as far as throttle response, I definitely feel an increase there. We'll get going here in a second as soon as the light turns green. Anyways, I would say it's totally worth it from a power standpoint. I can do a review later on, see what kind of wear we get riding with the throttle. So yeah, as far as the bike feels, I'd say you know, it feels great. You know, as far as reliability goes and carburetor wear, we'll test that over time. But just yeah, seat of the pants feeling, it feels great. And just based on that, I'd recommend it. Just be ready to buy a new pumper carb anyways, TM40 or FCR, but I like it. I'm gonna roll with it like this. Feels great to me. Yeah, great response off the line. Right end up really easily. I'm not a big wheelie guy, so man, you can't do long wheelies that crazy. But as far as yeah, just feeling goes, it feels great. Pops the front end up easier. And yeah, if you found this video helpful, give me a like. Also subscribe for more like this. We're going to be doing more DR650 videos pretty much every other week, and mods on it. So subscribe if you want to see more of that. I'll see you next time.